It's a great honor to get this award, and it's a great honor particularly to get an award in the name of Ernest DeMaio. I seem to get awards named after, in honor of people who are famous troublemakers. And I got the Karen Silkwood Award. I'm proudest of those awards. But they're not just awards named after troublemakers. They're awards for people who stood up and did the right thing and didn't mean to be heroes, didn't plan to be heroes, but just did the right thing when it needed to be done. And we need people like Ernest DeMaio now more than ever. You might think, well, right now, Bush is gone. Why do we need him? People like that now more than ever. But this, after all, in the last couple of weeks, we just found out what we knew was going all along in Gitmo, and people didn't stand up and speak the truth to power. And I think in the labor movement and across this country, we don't often enough stand up and say the hard things that need to be said. And that's what Ernest DeMaio did. And I think now, as we enter a time in our economy when things are getting rough, that's when, more than ever, we need to make sure we do the right thing. We need to do the right thing when people start to turn on each other and blame those who are worse off than themselves. We need to do the right thing when we're tempted by policies that are dangled in front of us that aren't quite what we said we were going to fight for, but seem like easier solutions than continuing to fight, that we hang on to what we said we were going to fight for. And we need to do the right thing as a movement to remember our values. And our most important values are that we remember that we are stronger together. And the divisiveness we have right now in the labor movement is really going to hurt us. We have things that we believe in, and we can disagree. And we should disagree. It's important that we debate issues, but we have to be very careful that we don't get so divided that we can't come together again and stand together on picket lines and stand together on organizing drives and fight together for the Employee Free Choice Act. And fight together against global capital, which is more powerful than it ever was before. The labor movement came together and helped elect Obama, but global capital might be just a little shaky in the last couple months, but it is, it's as powerful as it ever was. And it is, the WTO and the IMF and the World Bank are just as powerful as they ever were, and we have to take on the neoliberal model just as strong and just as united as we ever were planning to. And that means that unions have to think strategically and have to think globally. And last year, we celebrated as a movement when we stood still, when we organized just as many workers as were lost. And, that's better than going backwards. But we need to do more than stand still as a movement. We need to grow. And we need to think of ourselves as a movement that's not just an American movement, but that's a global movement. And we need to be celebrating when organizing is happening, not just here, but in the entire world, when we're organizing together, like the steelworkers did a joint organizing effort in Liberia with the rubber workers. We need to celebrate organizing that happens across the entire chain of production. And we need to not get cocky. And remember, we have a long ways to go. And I think that's what we can learn from Ernest de Mayo, to tell the truth and to keep on fighting. Thank you for this honor.